In my Religion of Science video, I was mentioning my first awkward encounter with science. It was in high school, in biology class, when we were talking about Big Bang, and I asked two questions. Where was that first dot, and how was that dot created? So, what was before that? And it did not end well, not at all. So, I'm daring you, ask whatever priest you want who created God, and if God created everything, where did he create all that? You'll see how will that go. Today I wanted to talk about Christianity, but I must admit I'm not an expert. All I know about Christianity is what every European knows because we are immersed in it, even if we don't practice any religion. That's funny. That's funny how society is immersed into something that it's not it's not an obligation to follow, but still we do. We do in not so many ways. We do in too many ways. But is it really wrong if we do? Well, as someone who is looking at it from as far out as possible, I just want to say something. If I would want to sell something to the people, for the sake of argument, let's say something that is not true or something that would not resonate with people, what would I do? If I would just try to sell them this thing as it is, they would never accept it. So I would take something that is true and that resonates with people, and I would incorporate what I want to sell them into it. This product would be accepted by the people with way more ease than if I would sell them the basic product that's not resonating with them. And if I would help, perhaps help of the state that would encourage in so many nice and so many not nice ways people to accept my product, then my sale would be guaranteed. If I would want to sell religion, for example, what would I use as a bait? Well, I would use something that is always present, that is obvious, that is that can allow me to be consistent all the time, that gives me large enough structure and narrow enough details so that my story around it could fit without any major gaps, that I have an anchor for any part of my story. I would choose something like that. What would something like that be? Maybe the sky, the stars, Our sun? Could that be it? But as I said, I'm not an expert. So I'm giving the stage to someone who dedicated his life to these and similar subjects. It's someone I respect a lot because he was a truth seeker. He was someone that did not just repeat, he wanted to know, he wanted to understand, and he did not bend. He stood tall when even when the society was pressuring him the most. He is someone I don't always agree with, but I agree enough. And when we are talking about his theory about astrotheology, I must say, I must say that I believe that it is spot on. This person was Jordan Maxwell. I will leave you in the description of this video a link to his video where he is talking about astrotheology. You know, it's funny. He was ahead of his time. His voice was ahead of the society. And in the same way, his voice is ahead of the picture in his video. So if someone would be annoyed because the voice is not synchronized, I would suggest that you close your eyes and you listen. He has a lot to say. And the fact that the voice is not synchronized, well, I see it as another example of there are no coincidences in life. But if you will still find his video annoying, because he was a bitter man at times, as anyone would be who would be this much misunderstood by society. If you need something simpler, easier, better narrated, then I will leave you another link, a link to a video where someone summated the story about astrotheology and made a nice short video about it. Watch that if you need. My friend, I'm not telling you that you have to watch anything or that you have to consider astrotheology. At the end of the day, I'm always telling you that you have to only consider yourself because you can only change yourself. But what I would also suggest to you is that if you understand the world you are living, you have a much better chance, much better tools to help yourself.